thank you guys for coming and for being here well, it says only 95, but it doesn't feel like it. So we're here today to celebrate and remember Doctora Denise Minor, and I think it's really fitting that we're all here together at Chico State, because for many of us, this is where we met her. And I practiced and I didn't cry when I practiced. And this is where her dream to be a Spanish professor came to fruition. Denise was my professor, my mentor, my friend, and an inspiration. And I would like to say a few words about her today as my personal tribute. I've never had to write something like this before, and my friends told me to write from my heart, but my heart is broken, so I Googled it. I Googled how to write a memorial speech, and the results were really lame, and you would give some really good information about the person, but it would be really boring. And I know that if I would have started with something like, Dr. Denise Minor was born in Idaho, she would have said, but it should have been Argentina or Spain. I could tell you that Denise was a wife and a mother, but if you ever took a class with her, you probably already know something about Alex, Nathan, and Max. She adored her family, so naturally they came out in stories and they were part of her lessons. I remember talking with Denise once about a project my students were doing that I call Rebeldes y Revolucionarios. And we talked about how boring traditional biography essays could be. And she told me something along the lines of, I don't care when they were born. I want to know what they did. What makes them important? So this is why Dr. Minor was important. As a professor, she was energetic, creative, and innovative. It didn't matter what she was teaching. It could be Spanish 102, linguistics, methodologies, the classes that she invented when she was here. She had a blast doing it. Students fed off of that energy, and inside of us, she sparked a passion for things we never thought we even liked. Doctora Minor had a superpower for connecting with students. Reading a classroom and knowing exactly what students needed to succeed, whether it be in academics or personally. She believed in you and brought out the best qualities in you. If you were good at Spanish and had leadership qualities, she set you up to be the leader of the Spanish Conversation Hour. Were you a talented writer? She got you units to write for Chico Sol. If she heard you speaking in what we called Spanglish, she interviewed you and wrote an article on how cool it is to be bilingual and code switch, and the incredible abilities of balanced bilinguals that could dance between the both languages. Como si nada. The list goes on, and I'm sure several of you will share some incredible stories about how your Spanish professor changed your life. As a mentor, Dr. Minor was knowledgeable, caring, and empowering. She made you feel like anything was possible and that no dream was too big. I don't even think I knew what grad school was when I came here, until she took a group of us to UC Davis, where we toured the campus, met her mentors, and learned about the master's and doctorate program that they offered through UC. I was so excited to follow in Dr. Minor's footsteps that I took the GRE after only 2 weeks of studying, and I'm pretty sure it was during the finals of the last semester at Chico State. Osiris and I did it together. He passed, I bombed. And I was so upset because I thought I wasn't going to be able to follow in her footsteps, but she was right there with the good news that the CHILL program at Chico State didn't require a GRE. So I was able to study and get my master's and become a professor at Chico State thanks to her. She was the type of mentor that was genuinely excited to see her students succeed. She would even write you a letter of recommendation in a castle in Europe with terrible Wi-Fi and 2 days notice because she believed in you and wanted you to get the job. She taught us how to value our time, especially for our families, how to survive the political jungle, and how to have fun doing what we love. As a friend, Denise loved fiercely and was incredibly loyal. Her laugh was contagious, and she had a way of finding the positive in every situation. If you had kids, she loved spending time with them too. We'd set up playdates in the park so that she could soak up that kid energy. She was there for good times and bad, and even if months or years went by without seeing each other, we always seemed to pick up where we left off. And when I say Denise loved you fiercely, I don't just mean she cared about you with her whole heart. She would go to bat or to war for you, time and time again, standing up for you to anyone. And let me tell you, if somebody wronged you and Denise was in your corner, I'm sorry for the other person. I feel so honored to be able to call Denise my friend. Thanks to Denise's encouragement and belief in me, I'm now a Spanish teacher at Chico High. And one of my favorite stories to tell my students is about the day that I met Dr. Minor, because I never, ever wanted to be a high school Spanish teacher. So I have no idea why I even signed up for Spanish 425, the Spanish Teaching Methodologies class. I think it was just because at the time I was commuting from Weed and I could only take classes Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so it fit. But I'm so happy that it did fit in my schedule because it was on the second floor of Taylor Hall where I decided I would take every single class that that woman offered. And it's where I met my mentor and my friend. And here at Chico State with all of you is where I celebrate her legacy. And I'm surrounded by all of you amazing people that I wouldn't know if it weren't for her. Mil gracias, Denise. Te quiero mucho.